it's Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you for joining me again today. Today I have a really cute little project for you, and it's so quick and easy to make because it uses the lovely lustrous white mini Gable boxes. These come in a pack of 12. They are in the annual catalogue, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but they're sparkly. They're not full-on bling, but they are definitely shimmery. They are gorgeous. And because the frosted floral designer series paper is also shimmery, it's a perfect combination. So I have used one of the designer series papers from the frosted floral on this version of the box, and I've gone really monochrome because I've got the white and then everything else is grey granite. Some of it's stamped off, some of it's full strength, but it's all either white, so these little fronds are white, or grey granite. And then I've got this lovely polka dot tulle ribbon, just tying it and making it all really pretty. So I thought I would make another one, but this time I'm going to go full on colour. So I have picked from the very long list of colours that are in the paper, Merry Merlot, Powder Pink, Grey Granite, Pineapple Punch and Mint Macaron. And I've got another, obviously because you've seen me take it out, another of the Gable boxes here to play with. Now they come flat packed, they're very easy to put together. There aren't instructions, but I didn't need instructions, and I'm not, you know, the brightest button in the box on some occasions. And it was fairly intuitive. So when they come flat packed, you'll find that everything's beautifully scored, but one side has just a score and one side has a score but also a seam. So this is where the join is. So the thing to be aware of is that one piece of 12-inch designer series paper will just, and I'll show you how, go all the way round. So perfect, but you need to line it up here. So this is the first thing, and this is the other side of the paper that I used on the original. So this is grey granite and white, and this is pretty much every colour that's in the paper. I think the only one, oh no, even light of navy is there. So what I'm going to use to adhere it is some tear and tape, and I thought I had a snail on my desk. I do, I've hidden it behind the ink pads. So I'm going to start by just adding some tear and tape in strategic places. So the first piece is just by the seam there, and the second piece, actually I'm going to go that way around because I've just got a slight diagonal there. The second piece is on the other side because those are going to be the two ends. And then I want to add tear and tape pretty much on every seam. On the short sides I'm only going to add it on one side, but on the long sides I am going to add it on both ends. So it just helps keep body and soul together. I'm also going to be adding some snail as we go along, but not yet. So I've got my lovely Take a Pick tool with the spatula end, which is quite good at getting in under the end of your tear and tape, and is sort of less dangerous than the piercing end. So I'm then just going to line this up. This I've cut at just a smidget under 2 inches wide. The Gable box is basically 2 inches between these two score lines, so I've just gone a smidget under 2 inches. And then as we go, I'm just going to add not a whole lot, but a little bit of snail just to keep everything in place. You don't need to. It's just a little extra step. particularly on these long sides where it could gape if you don't. So, come along. There we go. And I'm not going to bother on the short edges, but the key to this is to pull your paper so it is tight around this fold, because that's how it's going to be long enough to get all the way around. And again, just add a little bit of snail, and then pull that up. Got a little bit going over there we are. Had a little bit going over the score line, so I just wanted to pull that back. And then the last piece, and this is where if I pull that tight enough, there we go, it meets. So it really is 12 inches around it, which is just perfect. And if you hide it on the same seam line, then it's hidden. So that is our paper on. And then if you put the box together, so you flatten it kind of the other way. So what I do is I pop in the piece with the cutaway, then pop in the two side flaps, and then the final piece just slips in, and that all then neatly goes together. Now what you can do, if you want those to be really, really firm, is, she says famous last words trying to undo it, is you can fold them in on themselves first, and then you get a really good crease line, but you don't have to do that. That is an extra step. So the U goes in first, then the two sides, then the pointy bit, for want of a better expression. And there we go. And then you can fold in your side pieces. You don't want to go too far in with those, because these are going to be at an angle, and then fold your handles down, and those it is worth doing a reasonable fold on, and then just slip these little bits into the slits that have already been die cut for you, and that is your basic box. And you can see there's the other one. So I'm then going to do this piece here, and I'm using, because it is the Frosted Florals paper, I'm using the First Frost stamp set and the Frosted Bouquet framelets. I have done some of the die cutting already because there is a reasonable amount to do here, but I have yet to do the piece for the sentiment. And I will show you how I did the other pieces, but in the meantime, let me grab a C block, and I'm going to do this with Merry Merlot. So just open my Merry Merlot and slide that in. This is a little bit stiff, this ink pad, so I don't push it all the way to the end, because then it's easier to pull it back. And I just use then the piece that is, you know, nice and flat there. And then this, I'm just going to stamp slightly up from the bottom, and it doesn't matter if it's the wrong way up or slightly crooked, because like it is, because, let me get rid of that, because I've then got to die cut it. So there are two rectangular die cuts here. Now you can cut a little frame using both of them, or you can cut a mat and the centre, and I'm going to do the mat and the centre. I've done the mat, I'm now going to do the centre, so I will be doing that. But before I do, I nearly forgot, I'm going to do some stamping over the top, which will actually look as if it's in the background. So I'm just going to bring in a piece of scrap, and I want this stamp, the little fronds, and then I'm just going to check how pale this is going to come out. So ink it up, stamp it once, stamp it twice, stamp it 3 times. I want the second one. So stamp it once, and then right over the top of our sentiment. And that will then go into the background, but it just gives it something to sit on. Otherwise it can look a bit stark, particularly on white. So I'm just going to die cut that, and bear with me while I do that. Oop. So run that through the big shot, and there we go, our nice little sentiment. Let me pop that back before I lose it, because it's very little. So that's that. Now, I am going to show you the stamping that I've done. I've got a scrap of Whisper White here. So the other stamping that I have done, oops, I'm going to need to clean some blocks off, or clean some stamps off, so that I can put them on block. Use the blocks I've already got. Oh, my brain, it's just not working. Once upon a time, many moons ago, I had brain cells. Right, okay, so the only stamping that I did was the little, there it is, little bead block, the little thistle, the smallest rose and the larger rose. You can bother cleaning that. So the thistle I've done in mint macaron. This is really just to tie all the colours in. So you just ink it up and down, and this I am doing full strength. Then why I brought out the grey granite, because I'm not using grey granite on this one, so let's get rid of that before I get confused. The pineapple punch, which is in the paper, I'm using on the small rose, and then the powder pink I am using on the large rose. I think I just brought the grey granite out because I was using it on the previous one. There you go. Aren't they just beautiful? Now, I've done 3 of the thistle, 2 of the small rose and 1 of the large. And you'd think that was going to be quite a lot of die cutting. However, there are, in the bundle, there are 2 thistles and 2 small roses. So it's actually only 2 passes through the big shot. But as that comes under my heading of watching paint dry, as far as watching on YouTube videos, I have done a real Blue Peter special, and here's some I prepared earlier. So we have got our Merry Molo matte, our Whisper White piece, and these little fronds I've cut this time in Tranquil Tide, and whereas previously I did them in white, so I've gone for quite a good contrast. But the key to this is sticking things onto here and onto here so that it all just comes together. This is going to be at the very bottom, so you don't want anything to come down. It's all going to go out to the side. And I have done a bit of surgery so on my previous one, so I'm going to do some more surgery and just snip off the little side fronds, and then with my multi-purpose liquid adhesive just add the smallest amount, because we are going to stick dimensionals and things down, the smallest amount of liquid adhesive to the back. And actually I want one coming out to the side, but I want one coming out both sides, so we've got this can come out this side, and these will be being covered up, but they will add just a bit of something. So there's something behind some of the larger items. And the last one. Just pop that at a slightly different angle, and then add the thistles over the top. As I say, we will be covering this up with dimensionals as well, so this is just a sort of first pass as far as the adhesive is concerned. So put one there, and this one, if I can get hold of it, on this side. Then to this, oh, somewhere I've got a rose missing. Oh, there it is. To this piece I'm going to adhere the roses. So I didn't stamp it terribly well the first time, which is why that's looking a bit... Anyway, so let's just get this the right... Yes. So that goes there. And then we go one up here. I think that's the top. Yes. So one up here. And as I say, we will be covering up quite a lot of the bits that are already... I don't know why I keep putting that down, because I have no brain. My brain has gone walkabout. So we will be covering up some of these bits that we've already put down, but not all of them. And that one there. And then we can come in with some dimensionals. And... yeah, we'll go on these. We'll go this side, because this is the slightly smaller piece. So better to put them on there, and I will put one in the middle. And then we just need to take these off. I would bring in my bin, but it's full and really untidy. And by sticking some of the die cuts to this piece and some to the top, you get a bit more depth. So this then just pops over the top, like that. Scoop those off the side. And then that goes there, but not before we have added some powder pink shimmer ribbon. Because we're going for shimmer, 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 I thought I would continue with the shimmer theme. So, is that, oh no, that's the back. So powder pink is the one of the pinks. There's Blushing Bride and powder pink in the pattern paper. There's a join there, so if I cut that, hopefully that will be big enough. I tend to roll my ribbons onto, if I've got lengths, I will roll them onto a spool so that I've got all of my little lengths in one place. This is not going to be a pretty bow, but it's... I will tidy it up for the photographs. Oh, actually, no, that's not too bad. No, that'll do. That'll do. That's not bad for a video bow. So let's just tidy the ends. There we go. And then a couple more dimensionals, and I'm going to stick them onto the box either side of the ribbon so that it's all trapped. And then we are done. So these Gable boxes are the cutest thing in the world. I hadn't actually bought any until, well, I didn't buy these because we had our team event at the weekend. These were some of the things in the raffle, and I was fortunate enough to win them. Another joyous thing of being part of a team. So not only were my team there, but there were lots of other members of the bigger team. So great fun. Right, so there you are. So really quite a different look. One monochrome and really classy. The other one really, you know, nice colours and still really classy, but quite different looks using basically the same supplies. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, do give it a thumbs up. My mantra at the moment is, if you haven't subscribed, please do so, because it's my birthday on the 1st of November, and I would like to have 5,000 subscribers as a birthday present, please. So it would be lovely. I'm 4,800 and something at the moment as I film this. So it would be lovely if I could hit that 5,000 mark by my birthday. So if you don't already subscribe, there's a little button just here, and it would be great if you did. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching. If you need any of the supplies, there's a link to my online store below. I always send out a thank you card and a thank you gift, regardless of how much you spend. And if you use the host code, then I also include some product with your thank you gift, because I share the host rewards between everyone who uses the host code. So it's just my way of saying thank you for supporting me. So thank you very much indeed for watching, and I hope to see you again very soon. Bye!